got back in the building with the team for the first time earlier this week. Just what was it like now getting to have all the fans back in it?
It's good. It's good. There's a lot of people that worked a lot of hours. I mean, they told me they're working 10-hour shifts 7 days a week, and they're come from all across the Midwest to work here to get it done. So yeah, very thankful for their efforts, and the building's great. It's great, and we hadn't even seen it finished. You hadn't even seen graphics. You hadn't seen, the stuff that's going to make it look even better. But for the amenities for the third floor, especially, and sound, lights, scoreboard, it's really good. It's really good. And that's only the second time we've been in. We were able to practice it about a week ago, and then they've been cleaning since then.
So a few days ago, you really thought this might be a little in jeopardy of holding this event?
Well, my sport supervisor told me it would happen, 100%, and he's usually about 70% right. So I thought it was going. 3 days ago, I thought it'd be pretty hard to pull off, but they did. They did.
Bill, how's the quality of play this year? I know last year you didn't love,
You mean in late night?
Yeah, late
You know
night.
what? I really didn't watch it that close. I was doing radio, but I without being critical, I'm not going to leave out of here mad.
Yeah.
I thought it was okay. First time in lights, and guys nervous and stuff. I thought it was okay. So some guys probably look better than others, but for the most part, he's all right. Good enough, just good enough to get beat.
Yeah.
But not bad.
A couple of big slams from Flory Paducah in the scrimmage. You think he'll be a fan favorite this year?
Flory?
Yeah.
Well, I hope a lot of them are, but I think that he will be. Zeke's local, he'll be a fan favorite. You got a 5'8" guy out there, that'll be a fan favorite, and you got Flory, that'll be a fan favorite. That didn't even count AJ or Ryland, or Shaq. So it's pretty good. It's a good, solid class, and I'm not going to say that we have a bunch of super stars, but I think we got several good players. We do. I think our depth's been upgraded quite a bit from last year.
You're not often one to kind of overstate that at this time of year, but is that a sign of how good you feel about this group? Or?
No, it's a sign that the best players don't make the best teams. The best players that play the best together make the best teams. And so I don't think that we have NBA scouts are going to roll through here and say, yeah, they've got all these pros.
Right.
But I do think that they have a chance to say, you know what, they got a lot of really good players, really good pieces, and on any one night, any of those guys are capable of having big games. And so, last year, the 4 or 5 starters, if they weren't the ones having a big night, nobody else would. And I think that we have some guys that we could put in here that maybe we didn't have last year.
Another key part of that is the fit. How do you feel they fit together? I mean, do you know that yet?
No. I think they like each other, and they're unselfish, they're willing passers. So I think that, if we can guard, rebound, how are we going to guard a ball screen? I mean, there's still a ton of things that we're not going to be any good at. But for the most part, I think I think they're trying really hard.
Bill, you talked about, NBA scouts are probably not going to roll in here, but are there any players that you think maybe under the radar could be on scouts kind of lists this year that could pop off?
NBA?
Yeah,
like
NBA wise.
Yeah. The way that thing works, you guys know as well as I do.
Yeah.
One guy has one good game,
Yeah.
and next thing you know, they're on everybody's draft board.
Yeah.
But I hope we do. One thing about recruiting, winning and players having success recruit for you as much as anything else. And so, we want that.
Was it a good sign? Everybody was lobbing it up for Flory.
Well,
Unselfish.
that's they it's fun to play with a rim runner, a guy that can make plays above the rim. And you guys didn't see it, he's nervous and everything, but he's pretty good lob catcher.
I think I saw you said something on radio about Hunter going to the locker room with a foot thing or something.
Yeah, he sprained his foot is all. It's been bothering me for about a week, and he aggravated it, so they tested it, did all the stuff, and they think he'll be day to day. So even if he's out a couple of days, he's out a couple of days. But they don't think. So I'm hopeful that's the case. But preliminary examination was he should be okay in a couple of days.
Talking to Dewan at Media Day, one of the things that he said is a lot of people are bringing up the ball, not just him, and a lot of people are making plays. How do you think that will kind of help alleviate the pressure off Dewan a little bit?
I think last year, too much, especially late in the season, he had to bring it up, he had to make the pass to finish the play. That's a lot. I think, you guys didn't see today, but KJ could bring it up every time. Zeke could, Diggy could. Those are probably the four I feel most comfortable with. But when you get Shaq back, Shaq's another primary handler. So we have more ball handlers. I think AJ and Ryling can do it to an extent, but not like they're better finishers than they are probably playmakers. But I love KJ having the ball in his hands.
What's your expectation for Jamari's next step?
You know what? I talked to Jamari and his family today. He's done great. I don't know what the expectations are. I said let's just roll the dice and see how it plays out, because the reality of it is he's got an advantage over Ryland and AJ right now that may not be quite as clear 2 or 3 weeks from now when they get more comfortable because they're newcomers. So we just have to we'll take it all the way until start of the season and see what we think about that. If he's a major contributor, great. If he's a guy that played spot minutes like he did last year, personally, I think he's going to be too good a player to waste a year like that. But we'll just wait and see how it plays out.
So he can't play in Arkansas?
Yeah, he can.
Why?
Everybody can play.
Oh.
Yeah. And against Arkansas and Washburn. We found that out today.
Oh.
So everybody can play, even returning guys can play.
Everybody's talking about Tony Bennett, and they're wondering about, are you gonna?
Since I'm the oldest guy
ever
coaching
get
out there,
fed up like-
everybody's wondering since I'm the oldest guy.
Do you think coaches are getting fed up, and are you still happy?
Well, I'm still having fun. It beats work, I think there's some things about it he's right on point on a lot of that stuff. I didn't hear him say anything that wasn't on point, but I do think it will balance out. I do think there's going to be a balance at some point in time. Now I don't know if that's a year or 2 years down the road that looks different than it does today. Right now, to me, and my administration is basically responsible for this. To me, coaching right now today isn't any different than it was 5 years ago. Today through the end of the season, it's the recruiting, it's the other things of the guys that aren't here yet. But of the guys that are here yet, we won't have any issues with that. So the issue will be jealousy in the locker room and stuff like that. But from my vantage point, it's still just coaching guys.
All right, Coach. Thank you.
Thanks, Coach.